Hey guys, how are you guys? I hope you're having a really good Saturday night. It's fun day Friday. It is really dark, you guys. It's super dark in here. Hold on. Ooh, get my microphone up. Okay. Sorry, my microphone is right in the screen. So let me just move that so you don't see it. Okay. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. It's going to be a fun night. I want to just give some props to my moderators. S&J Active Modest Wear is a line that my two moderators, Jessie and Scarlett, are often joking about. And they've made some memes about it. Scarlett says that this modest wear is salty, and it's amazing. And one day we'll actually do an entire stream about S&J Active Modest Wear. So it's just been this long-running joke with my moderators, and they bring it up in chat a lot. So I thought, hey, Scarlett and Jessie Active Modest Wear. Okay, and then here's my thing down here. Just so you know, being modest is always better than being slightly slutty. Okay? Now that you know, the more you know. Okay. So tonight we've got a couple things we're going to do. Several things, actually. I've got two collabs that we're going to watch with Morgan and Paul and Morgan and Girl Defined. And then I was going to do, for my third one, we could watch a homeschooling video that Jill Rodrigues and her husband made. Okay? It's so terrible, but there's this amazing group that I have joined on Facebook. They are Jill Rodrigues cult followers, and they have been supplying me all kinds of stuff to share with you guys, and they've been begging me to do this homeschooling one all week. So I'm doing that for the group that's on Facebook that has been super awesome and supportive. So let's start with the first video I think we're going to do is, which one is this? This is Christian Modesty, the unfair standards for girls. Really? Do you think it's unfair? Okay, they're going to have a lot of opinions. Paul and Morgan are always going to have a lot of opinions. Okay, so let us start. Now, these aren't necessarily newer videos, but they're new to this channel, okay?
Are we looking at this modesty situation from a godly standpoint or a worldly standpoint? So I encourage you to ask yourself that right now before you even watch any further in this video.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
And this is the Paul and Morgan Show. So we are honored to be joined by Kristen and Bethany.
Wow, their audio is terrible. Is it me, or is their audio absolutely horse crap? Yuck.
Girl Defined.
Yes! We're so excited to be on here.
We are so happy. You guys are one of our favorite YouTube channels. Can you tell us just briefly, for the one or two people on our channel that don't know who you guys are, what's going on over on your all's channel?
Oh yeah, so what's going on is that we are sisters. We're not the same age, we're about 2 years apart, and we started Girl Defined. So Girl Defined is our YouTube channel. You just look it up, Girl Defined. And really our hope and goal is really just to point women back to Christ and help them understand God's amazing design for womanhood, because it is so incredible that it can be really confusing to know how to live it out.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, so Bethany and Kristen aren't experts, you guys, but they know everything about everything. They just want you to live the best life as a Christ follower, Christ womanhood. Even though it's weird because, hold on, it's weird. They talk about Christ womanhood, but they take all of their points about what womanhood should be from the Old Testament. In fact, from the very first book in the Old Testament. Genesis. They love Genesis.
Well, hey, real quick, if you're new to this channel, we make Christian advice videos on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
So subscribe. All right, Kristen and Bethany, Morgan, three of the finest ladies I know. Are you guys ready?
I'm scared. Engines are rolling. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
So the topic we're covering today is Christian modesty, and we're specifically going to dive into, is there unfair modesty standards for girls? We realize that this topic...
Yes, there is. 100%. Here, look. I'm going to get immodest right now. I'm going to show my shoulders.
Are we looking at this modesty situation from a godly standpoint or a world?
Do you think that Paul would be lusting and having defrauding thoughts if I showed my shoulder like this? Would he?
Standpoint. So I encourage you to ask yourself that right now before you even watch any further in this video.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
And this is the Paul and Morgan. Just immediately you see that, you're like, oh man, where are they going to go with this? And you might even be tempted to put up some walls. Our desire is to just talk about some stuff in a grace-filled way, and we ask that you would be open to receiving it.
I think the receiving it is so important because I think it's like we want to have
the receiving it. I think Dave wants to receive something, if you know what I mean.
As Christians, and we kind of want to like, okay, I want to honor God in this way, but he's not touching this. And I think for like ladies, modesty can be one of those areas. Like, this is too hard. I don't want to talk about it, and I kind of want to point the finger or do whatever it takes to not have to think about this. But I think it's so true. Like, if we, because
ladies, it's your fault if a man lusts after you and thinks lustful thoughts. It's your fault. It's not the man's fault. It's yours. We must protect ourselves from men thinking lustful thoughts about us. Got it?
Or claiming to be Christ followers, then we need to let him into every area of our life, even modesty, which can
closets.
Into our closets, which can be hard, but it is really important.
So guys who have been following our channel for a little while, about a year ago, we made a Christian modesty bikinis ? Video, and it went viral. And we noticed a trend. There was, of course, as you might expect, a lot of backlash, a lot of pushback. By far, the most common pushback and backlash was this. Okay, you guys, if men are telling women that they should dress modestly, that they should stay away from wearing small bikinis at the beach or pool, well then guess what? Men should have the same standards. Men should be wearing shirts at the pool. So we thought we would just use that kind of as a springboard for this conversation.
Yes, to ask, should guys be dressing more modestly? Is there a double standard? Can guys even be?
Yes, there is a double standard. Because I don't know about you, but there are some guys, when they take their shirts off, they make me think lustful thoughts, okay? And it's their responsibility because their shirts are off. So they should be covering up. They keep their legs closed.
Modest, like in a way that girls can be immodest, I just wanted to start this off with telling you ladies who are watching this video, and this is gonna make me sound a little bit blunt, but I say it with love.
Morgan blunt?
Ladies, you've got to stop looking at this situation of modesty in the world's eyes. I think that it's so easy for our hearts to be immediately hardened to hear the things that...
Can I ask a question, you guys? Why is it that we're supposed to take advice from these ladies on modesty and the biblical wife and the biblical woman when the biblical woman was like covered with her head? She was a polygamist wife. She had no rights. She could not go out in public. She had to be completely veiled. She could not work as a preacher. She could not work as a pastor. She could not have a ministry. She could not have a job. She was property of a family. Why then are they telling us how to be a biblical woman with modesty, yet they're so opinionated and bossy? And I have such a hard time believing that Morgan over there actually submits to Paul. Morgan is bossy. You cannot tell me that Paul can keep that under control.
That our social media is pushing on be yourself, show your body, love yourself, blah, blah, blah. To see all this stuff that the world is pushing and be like, yeah, I agree with that. But let's ask, does God say that kind of stuff? Are we looking at this modesty situation from a godly standpoint or a worldly standpoint?
I love what you said, Morgan. It's like we have to stop and say, okay, God, I cannot do this for anyone else. Ultimately, it has to be first and foremost for you. And if that can be like our heart posture, I think truly it would be a lot easier to discuss this. Yeah, and when it comes to guys, like my husband and I have actually had this conversation a lot, because when we were dating and got married, this conversation came up because he was like, hey, there were certain things
I still can't believe there were men that married these humans.
He's like, I don't know, like as a guy, when I see you in that, I look at this, like it really points to certain parts and it's distracting. And he's like, I want you to be beautiful. I want you to be feminine. I want you to embrace all of your womanhood, but to be considerate of how you do that in a way that honors God. And then it's really just honorable to the people around you. And so
honorable to the people around you. Why? Because you are literally just hanging out in a bikini? What? Ah.
The verse in Philippians, you want to read it really quick? Yeah. It's like, just speaks to this idea of we as Christians need to be thoughtful of how can we honor others, whether Christians or non-Christians, whether we're guys or girls. Philippians 2, and then it's like 3 through 4. It says, let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself. Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others. Christ, he came to earth.
That has nothing to do with clothing. There was nothing in that passage that said anything about clothing. Nothing. I like how they cherry pick Bible verses. They don't give the before, they don't give the after. These guys remind me of the church I used to go to, where they use the Bible as a psychology book. And they take one verse that says something, even though it has no context or no anything, and then they use that to explain how it should be, how things should be. But the Bible was never supposed to be a how-to guide or this is how you should live. It was never supposed to be that at all. I mean, I swear I'm not even a practicing Christian anymore, and I know more about the Bible than they do.
And he deserved like everything, but he made himself like lower and was willing to give up his life ultimately for others. And in small ways, are we willing to make those sacrifices for others? Like with modesty, instead of pointing the finger, can we say, hey, like as a woman, I can be like a blessing and encouragement to others and really put them before myself. So it's just a matter of like, who are you going to put on top? Are you going to really...
Okay, you guys, they used, everyone take a drink tonight if you hear encouragement, compassion, Christ-like. Encouragement, compassion, and Christ-like. Or godly. You guys got to take a drink when you hear those words. Those are Fundy staples.
Really put other people on top, or are you always going to be kind of like the queen of your life?
So guys, one thing I wanted to bring up, and society has really pushed against this. Society's really said, men, women, there's no differences. Like, they're the same. The roles are the same. But I want to push back on that and say that God has made man and woman two different beings. I mean, they're different. And men have specific roles according to the Bible, specific things that they carry, and women have specific roles. And so,
okay, Paul, if you have a specific role, why are you wearing that shirt? Please explain to me, Paul, if you want me to believe that you are a godly man, why are you wearing that ungodly shirt? Why? I've never met a straight man that would wear that shirt. I have a few friends that like men, that are men, that would probably wear that shirt.
I think that when it comes to modesty, it's going to look a little bit different. I'm not saying across the board, but typically men are going to be more visual. So in this specific area, I would say that it is a little bit more of the responsibility of the woman to just watch how she dresses, to honor God in the way she dresses, and be even perhaps sensitive of the men around her. We're specifically speaking to Christians here. We're not going to put this on the world. We're not trying to say that everyone out in the world needs to do this. We're speaking to...
But if you don't do this, Paul and Morgan will be outraged, and so will Bethany and Kristen. So if you don't do these things, they are going to have a video on their channel that's going to be like, oh my God, what is with girls wearing altar tops? And they're not claiming to be Christian, so it's not that big of a deal. But why are they defrauding me?
You know, as brothers and sisters in Christ, we have, permission to bring this up and to talk about it, and even to challenge people who perhaps need to be challenged.
Yeah, and one of the things that Paul and I were talking about was God gives us women certain ways to honor him, and he gives men certain ways to honor him, and they're different ways to honor. Like there are similarities, like in our marriage, there are similarities how we can love one another and honor God. And so God has called women to dress modestly. Men, you are called to.
No, they didn't. No, he didn't. He never said that. I don't remember him saying that. Never once.
Protect and provide for your.
Morgan, God also called you not to have a job. You're supposed to be in a polygamous relationship, and your sole objective is to only have babies. You also cannot vote, own property, have a job, or work outside of the home, or go outside without someone in your family and having a veil on. So how's that working out for you?
For your family. He hasn't laid that role on us. I think we need to really dive into the Bible and look at what God has called us ladies to do and say, okay, is he calling men to do this too? Is he giving men full pass to be totally immodest and gross? No.
Yeah, I mean, men have a responsibility. There is ways that men can dress immodest, and if you get on Instagram and search long enough, you'll see that men are on there looking scandalous and seductive, and that's not good.
I bet you like that though, Paul. Do you like the scandalous photos of the men?
Immodest in other ways too, not just in the way they dress, in the way they act towards women, in the way they talk about women, like that. So there are absolutely ways that men can be immodest and gross.
But going back to this.
Oh my God, a man can be immodest and gross. He farted.
Yeah, that there are differences in men and women in our makeup. Say maybe there was a girl or a female YouTube channel that wanted to bring out something specific to men, like maybe challenging men not to be so passive and to step up and to be the better leaders in the relationship like God has called us men to do. It wouldn't be right for maybe me to watch that video and to get upset and say, okay, if you're saying that men should be better leaders and step up, then so should women. No, I wouldn't say that because that's not a mantle that God has called women to carry. And I would equate that.
You know what this kind of belief system has done to women for years and actually centuries? It's kept women in a submissive position where they are dependent on men, where they are incapable of taking care of themselves without a man, where they stay in relationships where they are not actually happy because they cannot provide for themselves. So if you are a single mom or a married mom or a single lady or a married lady without kids and you are working your butt off and you are making more money than your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, cheers.
There's some similarities in the women watching this and saying, okay, if men are saying that women shouldn't dress immodestly, then men also need to wear shirts and be held to the exact same modesty standards. And for one, women have curves that men just don't. So I mean,
true. Really?
What? Haven't you seen a bulge? Haven't you seen a nice bulge in a tight pair of pants? Did you miss the 80s rockers with their bulges? That's some nice stuff, guys.
No idea. Yeah, and it's also I think we tend to view modesty in a really negative light, even just the word. And I'll find me myself oh, modesty. We just think of it as really negative. But like you were saying, Morgan, God in scripture, 1 Timothy 2:9, I was looking at this right before the video, but God is saying, likewise, women, adorn yourselves in respectable apparel with modesty. And so God loves us as women and as men. He cares about us deeply. And so he's not going to give us a command that's going to be for our bad. He's giving it because he loves us and it's for our good. And so not to get into all the little nitty gritties, but like you were saying, Paul, God made us differently. Women are designed to be beautiful and curvaceous and to be enticing and attractive. And so...
Okay, but what if a girl isn't curvaceous? What if she's flat like a pancake? This is making girls that have a flat pancake butt feel bad. There are guys and girls that like that look. Do we all have to be curvy? Not all women are curvy. Not at all. There are some men that are curvy. I've seen men that have hips. Just saying.
Back and say, okay, loving God is giving me this command. It's for my good. what could God be after here? And I think in a lot of ways it's for our protection. It's the way that creepy men may look at us and see things that they don't even see that are reserved for our husbands. Like, God loves.
Why is a man that looks at you automatically creepy? I mean, in order to be attracted to your faces, they have to be creepy because they'd have to subscribe to some toxic belief system. But why are men looking at you creepy? Why?
God loves us and has given us this command of modesty for our own good, for our protection, and then two, so that we can honor and encourage and bless our Christian brothers in the way we dress. God knows like that it is more, men typically are more stimulated visually. Even science shows that. And so even in scripture, before we had all the scientific evidence to back some of these things up, even God was ahead of the game saying, yes, Christian women, you can honor your brothers in this way. This is going to be an encouragement to them. So just remember, modesty is actually for our good, for our protection, and for the good of our Christian brothers and sisters. Yeah. And even
it's for our good. It's for our good.
Like you were saying, it's all good. Changing that perspective, like the differences are good. And I don't remember Paul or Morgan who said it, but it's like we do live in a society where we are wanting sameness. Everything, like men and women, we need to be the same. If you're going to do that, I'm going to do that. Instead of like realizing, wow, God created us to be purposely different but equally valuable. So we are completely equal in value, but he did make us different. And instead of trying to always be the same, like how boring is that? Like let's embrace the differences and realize, wow, God made the female and he made the male, and it's amazing and it's beautiful. And instead of being like, this is such a bummer, why do I have to dress this way or do this? Instead, slow down and think like, wow, God created me as a female. How amazing is he? How creative.
How amazing is he? I want to wear a turtleneck and make sure that my knees are covered, and I shouldn't wear pants. This is the hypocrisy here, is these ladies want to be modest, but they wear pants. They're not doing it the right way.
Is he? And that's awesome that he created men. I'm married one and I'm so grateful he's a man. Like, I think that's awesome, you know? Mm-hmm. And so just remembering, like, in the beginning in Genesis, he created those two genders for a specific reason. And then being humble enough to say, like, okay, God, how do you want me to live? Like, my womanhood, you know, today so often, womanhood is all about us. Like, it is all about us getting what we want, doing what we want, being who we want. But God is saying, I'm God and I created you. I created you a man and a woman for my glory, that you would live in a way that honors me. And
oh my God, they're going to talk. Do you think we could get through a single video where they don't talk about marriage, gay marriage? They love these two channels. That's all they do. They're super homophobic.
Taking that step back, looking at Philippians 2 and saying, God, like, I have to do this. Would you help me be humble? Like, I'm reading the scripture and my heart is like pressing against it. I don't like it in the flesh. I don't even want to listen to this. But God, would you humble me as a woman, as a man? Would you help me to embrace the truth that you've laid out for my good? And then help me to walk in a way that's for your glory.
Right on. And yeah, no matter if you're a man or a woman, if a sister in Christ came to me, or maybe she told Morgan, like, I've struggled with pornography, because it is something there for women. I've struggled with this in the past.
Bethany and Kristen are like, yeah, we have a whole book about that. We wrote about Sheila. You know, Sheila, she told us that she could use all of her words, but it's really, we're talking about Bethany. Because we never say that we have problems with anything. We always say like Sheila or Mary had trouble with SSA. But it wasn't really that. It was Bethany or it was Kristen.
I know that we're about to go to the pool or to someone's private pool or something. What would my loving response to do? It might be me putting on a shirt. And I would hope that I would be open and humble and look for a way to love my sister well in that way. If you're one of the ladies commenting and responding and saying, if I'm not allowed to wear this, then guys need to wear their shirts at the pool, you know, what is the motivation behind that comment? Is it because you genuinely are going to struggle being around shirtless guys at the pool? We would say typically that's probably not what's going on, that it's such a struggle for you. It's more that, oh, I'm
the fairness.
I want the fairness. I'm putting up walls. No one should tell me what to do. And we say, let's just respond in humility and be open to taking this before the Lord. And like Bethany was saying, to not say, God, we want you.
Paul, if you have your shirt off and I think thoughts that make me want to defraud you, it's your fault. It is your fault if I have those thoughts. Not mine. It is your thought because you're the one that took that shirt off. It's your fault, not mine. You better wear that shirt, cover it up.
This area, but stay out of this area of my life.
The older we've gotten, the more we've realized, like, how can we be a blessing
Pilot Pete says, Katie, thank you for being an advocate for the gay community. You are 100% welcome for that. I am myself sexually fluid, so this kind of crap drives me nuts.
To the opposite gender, you know, like our brothers thinking like, how can I be a blessing to my sisters in Christ, and us thinking, how can I be a blessing to my brothers in Christ? And it really changes the game, because instead of like my rights and demanding something from me, you really do, like, you give those up and you think, wow, like if this would be a blessing to them and I could honor them in this way, why wouldn't I? You know, like, am I so selfish or so like weak in a sense that I can't do that? No, it's like, just relax a little bit and think about the people.
Just calm down. You need to calm down. No, I will not calm down. I will not calm down. Literally, that's what Bethany and Kristen said about Taylor Swift's song. We will not calm down. We will not be calm about this.
Around you, and just consider them just a little bit more than yourself, because I think that's what we did. That's what Christ calls do. And with summer in full swing, if it's like a billion degrees out here, just so the ladies know, like, if we.
But Mary Beth, she's a sister in Christ in a bikini, but does Mary Beth have her margaritas? Come on, everyone, ask Mary Beth in chat. Does she have her margaritas?
Do it and sacrifice a little bit. You can too, because we're sweating, but sweat never kills anyone. Like, we're gonna be okay.
So guys, comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to continue this discussion. Comment below and let us know what you thought of the things that were said in this video. Even if you disagree, we invite disagreeing comments, but we ask that you would at least be.
No, you don't invite disagreeing comments.
Just don't be mean about it, so that the conversation can continue. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed having Kristen and Bethany, Girl Define, collabing on this channel.
Yeah. And watch their video that we recorded with them over on their channel.
Oh, yeah. Come and watch it. Because y'all killed it over there. Yeah. Y'all.
Oh, is that an invitation to watch the collab they did on their channel? Hold my beer. Oops. Here it is. We've got their collab. This one is the sexual past, how to tell a godly guy. You guys, if you have a past with a man, this is how to tell a man about your past. Yes, this channel is, who's the gay one out of Bethany and Kristen? I don't know. I've always thought it was. Don't be a hoe, just be salty. Yes, that's our tagline. Yes, I posted a photo of Jessa and Jill on Instagram. All right.
Hey guys, it is Kristen and Bethany and Paul and Morgan. We're so excited. We are so excited to get to chat with them today. But if you guys like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more from us, we post
I'm waiting for
on
the
a regular basis. And if you want to support our channel, just come on over to patreon.com.
Go on to Patreon and report their asses. Just kidding. They probably are never monetized because of the topics they choose.
Link below to support this channel and keep it going. So I know a lot of you probably know Paul.
We would love to. So we are Paul and Morgan. Started the channel about 3 years ago. We made Christian advice videos on life, love, and dating. So there's definitely some similarities with Kristen and Bethany's. That's up to be able to collab.
Yes.
Yes, Paul and Morgan. Paul Olagus on Instagram, Twitter, Morgan Olagus. Yeah.
We'll link to everything below. Okay, so how long have y'all been married? And tell us if you can remember any awkward moments in your marriage or in your YouTubing, something that was just like awkward, anything you can think of, we want to know.
We've been married for 3 years, and I'd say the most awkward moment of our whole like dating and marriage was.
Look, he's like touching her, and she's like, "Why are you touching me? I can't believe I married you." Did I dance in an ungodly way?
Growing up on stage while he was giving his wedding vows. So.
Yeah, we've had That was that was a prelude to what was to come.
Yeah. I think when you were so excited, you were just like, yes! And then.
Oh, you guys wanting to know if you want my PayPal? Hold on. I'll get you my PayPal. Let me get my link. Hold on. Where's my link? Oh dear. Oh, I have a balance in here. That's amazing. You guys, where do I find my link? Help! How do I do this? Does anyone know? Showing the elbows is immodest. Let me find this. Does anyone know how to send the link? All right, you guys want it? Here it is. Mods, you can share that with people, and then they can send me. If you guys don't want to use Super Chat and you want to use PayPal, there's your PayPal account. Sorry, guys. We'll get back to it. This video probably won't get monetized just because of the content that we're covering tonight. So if you do want to support the channel by PayPaling me or by doing a Super Chat or joining, please consider doing so. Thanks.
You're so nervous? That is pretty awesome. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Well, I know y'all have so many awesome videos, so I want everyone to go check them out. But we are actually going to be jumping into a little bit more of a serious topic. And thank y'all so much for just being willing to share and to open up. I actually saw a few weeks ago a video of Orphan where you were sharing your testimony, and that video was just so inspiring to me, and I was really just amazed that you were willing to be so open and honest about your story, and just I know it was probably so encouraging and hope-giving to so many.
Encouraging. You guys, take a drink. She said encouraging.
Young women and women who find themselves in a similar situation. And also, Kristen and I, we just wrote this book, Sex, Purity, and the Longings of a Girl's Heart, Discovering the Beauty and Freedom of God-Defined Sexuality. And I think
you know what? I bet you they completely ripped that off. It's probably somebody else's writing because Girl Defined likes to plagiarize.
Really does offer that beauty and that freedom. So for people who don't know your story and kind of your background, can you just kind of share with us a little bit about your journey before you met Paul?
Yeah, so before I met Paul, I was in a 3.5-year long relationship with a guy who was not really walking with the Lord. I knew God. My heart was for him, but I just kind of went down the wrong path and continued to stray down that path.
No.
And I lost my virginity to him, and it was...
Morgan, you're a hussy. I was way past lost my virginity by the time I met my husband, just saying.
Just a battle. of me feeling completely hopeless, worthless, terrible,
Mm-hmm.
guilty, just all of the bad things I felt about myself. And when I first met Paul, on our first date, he was just kind of telling me, and it was very clear. He didn't even have to tell me. It was very clear that he was pure. He was saving himself for his wife, and I just immediately was like, this guy is not going to want anything to do with me. Like I had repented.
Paul is pure, meaning he hasn't done it yet. That doesn't shock me.
I had turned from that sin and totally started over, but I just knew and felt like he just wasn't gonna want anything to do with me, and that was not the case. Here we are, 3 years later.
Yeah. So what happened? Because I think a lot of girls, for any of us who've made past mistakes, and we're like, I've made this mistake. I don't think that God could ever forgive me, or if God forgives me, I don't think an earthly guy who's following the Lord is ever going to be able to forgive me, ever going to be able to.
Oh my God, Morgan, how did Paul ever forgive you for getting poked before you guys met? Oh my God.
Past that and say, yes, there's forgiveness, there's redemption, there's restoration. This woman is whole in Christ. And so, Paul, how was that for you? I mean, really having that gospel lens to see Morgan from that perspective of redemption.
Yeah, absolutely. I think different men are going to have different levels of grace on. I do think it is a struggle for some men that perhaps have really been desiring purity, and then they start dating a woman and they hear that. It could be challenging for them. I will start out by saying, though, that every godly man needs to be able to forgive, needs to be able to say, oh my.
You guys, she wasn't a virgin. And so the dowry was a lot less, so my parents got a steal.
And it's like, God has wiped you white as snow if you've asked forgiveness, and I will too. But it still can be challenging for men. And I have guys message me on Instagram saying, I've kept myself pure, and now I'm dating this girl, and she just told me that, she lost her virginity, and that's really difficult for me. And my response is, yeah, forgive them, don't hold it against them. But there may be, that could be something that it sticks with you, and it's just really hard to get past. And I don't mean to prolong that aspect, because for me, Morgan shared that with me. She was very real, very open on our very first date. And she shared it with me. And I just had grace to be like, she isn't who she used to be. She's, asked God for.
God, this is so disgusting. I feel sick watching this, right? Like, it reminds me of when I used to go to Bible studies with my old church. And like they would talk about this kind of stuff. And I remember sitting in one of the Bible studies and the pastor was like, what would you think if one of your friends who wasn't married decided to engage in premarital sex? And I was like, sitting in the Bible study, and I was like, if they are a 35-year-old woman and she is single and she's going to like do it, I'm going to be like, girl, go get it. Like, what is this? And then there was this other couple and they were like, well, every time you have sex with someone, it leaves a part of them inside of you. To which I wanted to be like, oh, please, there's people I don't even remember. Seriously, it's not that big of a deal. When you're young, you should have fun.
Forgiveness, and she's in a different place. Like, come on, I forgive you. Your heart is for the Lord. I'm not going to look back. Let's go. So it was really good. It was the best first date that I had ever had.
I think that's so encouraging and really cool, because I'm sure there are other stories like that out there, in the reverse too, whether it's the guy or the girl, whatever. But
okay, who do you think is that? Do you think that Bethany and Kristen are like silently judging Morgan? Do you think they are? Do you think they're like, she was such a hoe bag? She is a trampy tramp. Do you think they're thinking that? If you do, press 1. I want to see the ones lighting up the screen.
there aren't a lot of people who are necessarily vocal about their story, and so just the fact that y'all are willing to share that is incredible. So I want y'all to speak to something else though. So in our chapter on purity, we have 3 points that are about lies we believe about purity, and one of them is that our worth is bound up in our purity. So the fact that the more pure we are, the more worth we have in God's eyes, when obviously, that's why Jesus died on the cross, because we're completely impure. So Morgan, how did you come to the place of actually really accepting God's grace and forgiveness. Like, we all have to do.
Wait, so you're Bethany, you guys are preaching all this bullshit about how you have to stay pure, but now you're literally telling me that if you do it, you can just ask for forgiveness and it all is washed away? Are you serious? So I don't even have to try. I can just literally go do it. And then I can be like, God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And then he'll be like, no, you're good. Then what's all this crap going on in here?
For you personally, with your situation, what did that process look like?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like, for those 3.5 years that I was in this toxic relationship, I did look at purity like, okay, the more pure I am and the purest I can be with this guy, like, I'm going to just like level up in my relationship with God, and he's going to just be so proud of me and blah, blah, blah. And that, I think, kind of counteracts the amazing thing that Jesus did for me, which was die on the cross for all of my impurities. And so I feel like I finally, when I ended that relationship and I stepped out, I kind of feel like I met Jesus in a whole new way, just through different circumstances. And
so Morgan can't even do what she preached. This is the thing that drives me crazy about these kinds of people, is I met this family once and they were like, we're going to have our kids court, except I had 3 kids before I even met my husband, and I have kids with different fathers, but I wasn't married when I had my kids, but I'm not going to let my kids date or kiss or do anything. They're going to court. Like, if you can't do it yourself, expecting a child to do it is redonkulous.
So, I talk about this in my testimony video. When I met Paul, and on our very first day, I was just so honest with him. I told him everything. I told him all of it. I didn't back.
We don't know if we'd encourage the ladies or the guys to spill everything on the first date, but we do encourage you all to be real. Yeah. Go there, ask the deep questions early on in the relationship.
Yeah, give us a little more talk really quick about that, because I feel like we're going to get a lot of questions, because something that girls want to know. Like, okay, wait, go there a little bit more. How can you, Morgan, how did you approach that topic? And in your experience now, in wisdom, having now y'all have been married for a while, can you give us some insight, like when would be a good time to have that conversation and how to go about it a little bit?
Well, so I was in the mindset of like, okay, I'm tired of like meeting these guys, thinking that, they're super godly and great and whatever. And then, they might find out. Right before I met Paul, I was kind of talking to a guy, and I ended up, after like several weeks of talking to him, I told him that I was not a virgin, and that I repented, I was a new creation.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is repent, and then it's all washed away. And so then if you did it before, it doesn't matter. You didn't have all that sex before. Now, if you weren't a virgin before you got married, and you are so glad that you had all that practice for your significant other by the time you got married, press 1.
I was like, oh, and just like left.
Oh, Mary Richardson says, just wanted to support you and your family. Thank you so much, Mary, for the super chat.
That really hurt me. I was like, all right, fine. Next guy I talk to or whatever, I'm just gonna tell him the first date because I'm not taking that anymore. I'm like,
hey, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's spicy.
So I'm like, I'm not getting emotionally attached, and then all of a sudden crushes me. So we started, we were on our first date, and I was like,
I feel like Paul just didn't have a lot of luck and love. And Morgan was probably the only one that tolerated him enough, and she was desperate for a godly man. And I feel like that's how they ended up getting married. Just saying.
Hey, here I go. I'm going to tell him everything. And when I told him, his response was, hey, God has forgiven you. I've forgiven you. I'm not going to hold that against you. And that was the way that I saw Jesus, and just through Paul. And, it was just, a really cool encounter with God. But when women message me and young girls message me and are like, what do I do? How do I tell them? When do I tell them? Should I ever tell them? I'm like, okay, yes, you probably should definitely tell them.
Well, I told my husband I had all kinds of that before we met, but I was 31 and he was 39 when we got married. So if my husband would have been a virgin then, it would have been kind of weird. And if I would have been a virgin, oh wait, Bethany was 31 when she got married.
Yourself getting married to them. But I personally believe it doesn't need to be something you like keep a secret for very long, I feel like if ladies, you start recognizing that this is a guy you could see yourself
Oh my God, Whitney Rayleigh, I almost spit out my wine.
being married to, like, then you need to sit him down pretty soon and have that conversation. Just be honest and real and, let him know, like, you are a new creation, because that is just something that I really stepped into when I met Paul. Was like, oh, wow, Paul's right. I am a new creation. Like,
Oh, really? That's all? So you just had to say, I repent. Interesting. I still think that even though you repented, Bethany and Kristen are like, you're still a slut. Both of us had our first kiss at our wedding day, and you're still a hoe bag. Morgan, keep lying to yourself.
Cool. Yeah, that's so good. That's so awesome. I think that's really good advice, because if you wait too long, then you could be really wrapped up in a relationship. And then if he says, that's not going to work for me, then that's really...
True story. When I was like 27, maybe, I met this guy on 25. I don't even remember. I met him on an app. I think it was Match.com, maybe. And on our second date, he told me he had the big V card. And I was all like, really? I was kind of weirded out. Like, I didn't want that responsibility. Because when you've waited that long, you're 25 and you still haven't done it. And if you haven't done it and you're 25, that's fine. You have put so much energy and thought into that, what it's going to be, that I would hate to be the person that like lets you down. And that I would hate to be the person that you tell stories about to your grandkids that I was your first. I don't want to be anyone's first, even when it was my first.
Because now you're really invested. So I love your advice. Like, early on is better, but it doesn't have to be the first date. For sure. One of the things that we hear a lot circulating in society today is just this idea of purity being like, you have pure people and you have impure people. Almost like there's two camps, right? Like, oh, are you pure or are you impure? Like, okay, wait a minute. When we look in scripture, we see that we're...
Hey everyone, if you're dirty as hell, press 1 right now.
All sinners, we're all, like what we say in our book, Sex, Creating the Longings of a Girl's Heart, early on, is we talk about this idea that in some way or another, we all have sexual brokenness, right? Like, we've all sinned in some way sexually, even if it's just like a lust in our minds or something that we act out on, we're all sexually broken. And so the reality is there isn't this camp of impure people and pure people. And so just thinking of purity, one of the things that we're constantly coming back to is this idea that we've all made mistakes, but purity isn't so much of a destination. Like, I've arrived, now I am perfectly pure. But it's a journey, and every single day for any one of us, regardless of what we've done in the past, we can say, Lord Jesus, today, would you help me to walk?
Oh my God, did you just hear what she said? Lord Jesus! I hate how Kristen says Jesus. She always says, Jesus! Lord Jesus!
In a way that's pure. So it's more of a journey of a sanctification and more of a heart of purity, not so much like, I'm looking pure on the outside, okay, I've arrived, I'm pure.
Okay, so Kristen said, Morgan, did you hear that? You have a pure heart. It's not like your badge is pure because it was totally dirty, but your heart is pure now, and that's how we're going to justify that we're not judging you. Even though we think you have a dirty clam, and Paul, you slept with a dirty clam, and we are so much better than you, and we're just doing this collab because we know that together we'll rule YouTube with our Fundy attitude.
So for you guys, as you're on that journey, does purity stop once you get married? Are you like perfectly pure once you get married, or is it a journey you continue on?
It's a journey you continue on. You have to really be in the Word of God and let Him.
So Paul, tell us how you dealt with marrying a slut.
Let the Word wash over you. I think of the Pharisees who put so much weight in, it really turned into pride for them. I am keeping all the rules. I'm so pure, but God looks at the heart.
I mean, just because you're married doesn't mean that lustful thoughts go away all of a sudden, or the desires to look at porn goes away, you know? Like, God has blessed our marriage in that we have not struggled with any of that stuff.
We have not struggled with any of that stuff. My husband only looks at pork when I'm at work. And I only look at pork when he's at work, and we never watch pork together. We don't struggle with pork, okay? We don't.
For the most part, like, I mean, I could see myself, watching a movie and being like, oh,
Jessica Sleason, thank you for a super chat.
that guy's cute. And then, like,
I've made a rule, we only watch PG movies in our house. I'm just kidding.
We do both have to be very careful with what we're watching as a married couple. We do want to be careful that we're not watching a ton of rated R movies that are all about sex and just, showing these women that are dressed very professional.
Oh my God, rated R movies. You guys, I can't watch the rated R movies or Game of Thrones or Sex in the City or any of that trash.
I will not watch any of those that are full of sex.
Well, yeah, all the movies that are full of sex.
Some of them, maybe not all of them.
All of them.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I know that's something that I think was not surprising, but it's something that I don't think we think about. I do think we all.
Bethany is like, we don't have any struggles at all because Bethany and Kristen were perfect. We're glad that you shared your story, Morgan, because neither one of us have struggled with anything. Even though my husband is probably gay, it's totally fine. He said that he's not going to he's going to not act on the SSA, and he promises that he'll be with me forever. And I've probably had SSA, but I'm not going to talk about that because I'm perfect.
Often think about purity as a destination, and so I think for a lot of single women, there's this misconception like, okay, as soon as I get married and I'm having sex, everything will be perfect and my life will be perfect, not realizing like even when you get married, that's a journey in and of itself.
Oh my God, no. Bethany just got married, you guys, a year ago, and she's already telling people to read a book about having sex. If you are a year into marriage and you are telling your significant others and others to read books on intimacy, you are doing it wrong. Newlyweds should just do it a lot, especially if you're both got the V card. All you should be is doing it. If you have to read a book about doing it, you're doing it wrong, or you're doing it with the wrong person.
And it's about the heart. So if your heart's not in the right place when you get married, like that same heart is coming with you. So I think for single women, we have a lot of single women who watch this, just really being intentional now to work on that. But I know we could talk forever, but we're gonna have to wrap it up. So in closing, do you have any encouragement, final word?
Don, super chats are to help fund the video, because this video, because of the topics, typically videos like this will not be monetized. So if you enjoy these sort of watch parties, we just ask that you, for the time and effort that I'm giving to you, you guys either, help out if you enjoy it, and if not, don't worry about it. It's just a way to show your appreciation. Hope that helps.
Something that you want to share with the ladies watching?
My encouragement to you ladies watching is, if you have messed up in the past, whether you've had sex or just done other things that aren't totally pure, I would just encourage you that if you have repented and you have turned from those sins, like, you are a new creation. You walk in your authority as a daughter of Christ, and you have the power to say no to the enemy. If he comes at you and tries to make you feel crappy about your past, or tries to make you fall back down that path of the way you used to live, like, you have the power and authority to say no, go back to hell.
Those are fighting words.
You guys, it's all about the enemy, and so thank you for your super chat, Whitney. Really, it's all about the enemy, and the enemy wants you to do it. Okay, that's the end of that one. Hold on one second. We're gonna find our other one for you guys. Bethany's going to be 32 and Kristen is 33. Okay, well that's good to know. Okay, our next video we're gonna watch, Mary Beth, thank you so much for your super chat, is about Jill Rodrigues going around her house and asking her kids about why she loves to homeschool. And this video is so creepy. Thank you, L Loco Vision. I love these watch parties. Thank you. Mary Beth says, showing my appreciation while repenting and drinking margaritas. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your super chats, you guys. It helps because these videos definitely will not be monetized. Okay, let me get this video. I feel like I need to get my own drink like refreshed. Okay. This family has the worst camera. Like, it's so bad. All right, let's get this. It's time for the Rodriguez's. This one has been a request by my group that I'm in on Facebook. They are like, so they give me, oh, go refresh. Okay, I'm gonna go refresh this drink because it takes patience and time to get through these videos with you guys. Here's my kitty. He wants to defraud you guys with his beautiful face. Oh, look at the kitty. Okay, he stinks. Oh. That's Rodin. He smells. Oh my God, he must have farted. Okay. Yes, and Sweetie joined us. Sweetie joined us behind us, so. How far behind is this video? All right. I hope you enjoy my kitty defrauding you. Okay, so let's start with this video. This video is really freaky. I want to thank the Facebook group that is the Jill Rodrigues super fans. I can't think of anything else but to call you guys these Jill Rodrigues super fans. You guys are awesome. Thank you for helping me find this video. You guys have been begging for it, so this is for you. You guys, my Jill Rodrigues super fans loved the video we did about her hair and makeup. They said they spit out laughing. All right, so we're gonna start with homeschooling with Jill Rodrigues, where she's going to ask her children who are answering with scripts about why they like to homeschool.
Hi, this is my school station, and I'm in 11th.
Oh, Matt Todd, you guys, I forgot. It's his birthday. Can you guys all wish my moderator, Matt Todd, a humongous happy birthday? Thank you guys so much for all of your hard work, Matt. I know you're having a really tough time, but this community loves and supports you, and you always have a place here. We love you. Don't ever leave us, Matt. Even if times get tough, you are always welcome here. Happy birthday, buddy. Thank you for all of your help here. And Tracy, great show. You are the best. Thank you for your super chat.
Great. And one of the reasons that I have lots of reasons, but one of the reasons that I enjoy being homeschooled is that I get to be protected from public school, and even in Christian school. Christian school is better than definitely public school, but I get to be protected from the bad influences and protected from the things that should be getting put in my mind and stuff. And I get to be.
I shouldn't learn about science, and I might learn about evolution, and I might learn about people that aren't white, and I could potentially learn about people that are gay. I can't learn about any of those things, so thank God for homeschool.
Protected from all of that until I'm ready to face all of that. And I'm thankful that my parents decided to homeschool us, and it is such a blessing. We have so many things that we enjoy about it, and I enjoy having more time to spend with my family and more time to spend with the Lord in my Bible.
Nori, could you please eat a sandwich? Your mom and dad are not feeding you enough. Please, I want you to eat. Mom and dad, feed your damn kids.
I pray because I think of public school children and stuff, and just getting up, and it's a super rushed day.
Oh my God, Bobby J became a member! Bobby J has been hanging out on this channel forever. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Bobby.
Public school children and stuff, and just getting up, and it's a super rushed day, and thankfully I'll have time to get up and spend time with the Lord, praying and reading my Bible before I face my day. And I'm thankful that I get to spend time with my family every day, all day. It's such a blessing. And
you guys, my parents get to brainwash me all day. I have no outside influences telling me that what my parents are saying is crazy talk, and I just love that.
With my church, people that go to public school probably rely on their school as their social life, but I rely on my social life being my family and my church and Christian people, and so
my family and my church and my brainwashed people are my family. The way she's talking about the outside world, it's freaky.
Thankful for that, and I'm thankful for my parents doing.
Wow, the lip smacking is really, really. Is she thirsty?
A great job homeschooling. They do such a wonderful job, and so thank you for watching.
And again, this is her desk. She has it all decorated really pretty.
It's so pretty.
Bye.
Bye.
Can I tell you a secret? I went to a church where like they did the homeschooling stuff. Like a lot of the people were homeschooling there. Can I tell you a secret about the people that homeschooled there? Their kids were freaking crazy. They never did schools on a schedule ever. They called like washing dishes school and cooking was school because they were learning life skills. And the kids like literally never did school. I don't know how that is even legal. Just saying. Like, I love my child going to public school. Thank you, public school. My son's teacher is amazeballs, by the way. Stoneman, you rock. Oh my God, Patty Bremen just became a member. Girl, you have been here forever. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Timothy, and this is my school station, and I'm in 10th grade, and I'm...
Hi, this is Timothy, and I have been given a script by my mother, and this is my station. God, this poor family. You know that the reason they're talking like this is because their mom gave them like a script.
so glad to be homeschooled so that I'm not in the worldly influence of the public school, and that our mom teaches us, and that we're constantly having biblical things in our head. And I'm so thankful to be homeschooled.
I'm so
that
thankful to not have worldly thoughts in my brain.
Wonderful mom was willing to homeschool or not 12 yet, but 8.
All of the kids in the Rodrigues family are emaciated. They're so skinny because they can't feed them. I'm not kidding. I wasn't lying. There's like a whole thing on Reddit about them not feeding their kids. And like about the Rodrigues family like joking that like, you know, it'll be they'll have to have less chicken nuggets or chicken legs to share with the family, but that's okay. The kids don't mind getting less food if they get a new sibling.
Children, or 9 of us children, and I'm so thankful for that, and thankful for everything she does teaching us, and thankful for Daddy also teaching me sometimes.
Oh, that's creepy. Daddy. He's like, this kid is the oldest, or the second oldest, and he's like 17, and thankful for Daddy teaching us. They sound like robots. Okay, you guys, can I tell you a secret? Amy Duggar, by the way, who I absolutely adore and I love, I was talking to her the other day, and I said, did you ever like go to one of those conferences for the IBLP, the Institute of Basic Life Principles? And she was like, I went there once, and the kids were like literal robots of like just regurgitating whatever they said. Imagine that. Imagine not growing up like the Duggars, like Amy, for instance, and then you are attached to this cult, even though you were never in the cult. And then the whole world thinks that you're the rebel because you are like different, but you were literally never a part of it. So you're not really a rebel because you're not rebelling against anything because that was never your belief system to begin with. Imagine that.
For Daddy also teaching me sometimes on math and stuff, and well, I'm just so thankful to God for that. Bye.
Hello, my name is Kaylee and I'm in 9th grade, and this is my school station. My books go here. I have a laptop desk for where I can put my school books, and I just sit on the bed and do school, and it's really a nice place to do school, but I just want to...
All of their eyes are so sunken in. They need food so bad.
I'm so blessed to be homeschooled. Honestly, I'm so honored that my parents homeschooling me, and I'm so thankful to be homeschooled and not be in the ungodly influence that's out there in the public schools, and even sometimes the Christian schools. There can be not a good influence on you, and when you're trying to grow in the Lord, sometimes that can...
Can you see how brainwashed they are? They're just like repeating the same things regurgitated by them, by their parents over and over.
You, and sometimes it can pull you down as a Christian, but being homeschooled just encourages you, and just you're always home, always hearing godly influence, never having bad things put into your mind. And I'm truly so thankful to be homeschooled. It's such a godly influence and just a great place to be in. I'm so glad that I'm not a person that does have to go to school, but even if I was a person that had to go to school, a child that would have to go to school, I would hope with God's power and God's protection over me that I would get through it and that I would stay strong in Him. And I'm just so thankful that I'm homeschooled, and I hope all of you have a blessed day in the Lord, and thank you for watching. Bye!
Bye.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm in 8th grade, and this is where I do my school with this laptop desk. And the reason I like being homeschooled is because I am getting protected against the ungodly. Being sent to public school is not a right decision for children to go to public school. They're getting taught the wrong things at school, and it's much safer at home if mama...
This is creepy, right? Public school is dangerous. You know what concerns me about these things is when you put this sort of crap in your brain over and over and over again for your kids, you're basically making your kids scared of outsiders, right? And this is why I love public school, and this is why I love that my son has nurses and just like people that help him every day, is that my son has all kinds of people that are in his life that are not mommy and daddy that remind him that he is safe, and that if he isn't feeling comfortable with something that mommy and daddy are doing or somebody else, he can tell us, right? Like, the last thing as a parent you should ever want is secluding your children into a cave, because then your child's only frame of reference is you, and then they have no boundaries and they don't understand if they are being abused. With my son going out into the world, I feel safer because I know that he has other people watching him so that he knows and learns boundaries. It's good for kids to learn boundaries. Not that we would ever do anything. I'm just saying, like, you cannot be all things to your children.
Is teaching you, and she's teaching you the right thing. And Mom's an excellent teacher, and I am really grateful to be homeschooled, and I thank God that I was born in a Christian home like this. And anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.
Hi, my name is Philip.
You guys, this was already Timothy's station. So Timothy is sharing his workstation with Philip. But look at how skinny Philip is.
And this is my school station, and I'm in 6th grade, and it's so nice to be homeschooled because you're in your own home and you feel so comforted. And in public schools, when you go to school, you have such a bad influence on, so it distracts you more, and there's so many bad things in the public schools. But in home, you can just study and do the right thing. And
they have 13 kids. 13 kids. They have 13 kids.
That's some of the reasons why I like to be homeschooled, and a lot more, and a lot more things too. And that's why, and bye.
Bye.
Is that good?
Hi, my name is Samuel, and as you can see, I sit next to Philip, and we both share this desk, and I'm in 5th grade, and I'm just so thankful that I get to be homeschooled and get to travel all around and share God's word, and I'm just thankful for everything that God has given us, and I thank you for the house He's given us, and bye. Take one. Hi, my name is Gabriel, and I'm in 5th grade, and this is my desk.
You're in 4th grade.
Let's start over.
Her kid doesn't even know what grade it is, and creepy. Did you see what those are? Those are PVC pipes. This family loves Debbie and Michael Pearl, and they are using PVC pipes, which is what Michael Pearl tells people to use on their children.
Take two.
Wait.
Take three. Hi, my name is Gabriel, and I'm in 4th grade, and this is my desk, and I'm so glad to be protected from the ungodly, and
I'm so glad to be protected by the ungodly. Oh, Timothy.
from public school, and I'm so thankful that I got raised in this home, and I'm thankful for my mom. She was
She's an excellent teacher.
She's an excellent teacher, isn't she?
When you have 13 kids, there's no way you can be an excellent teacher. There's absolutely no way. When you have 13 kids in 13 different classes, there's no way you could do it. It's not practical, and it's why these kids that are in these environments end up adults that are ill-equipped for the world. They don't have enough education. They have an education that doesn't mean anything, because this family really just moved from West Virginia to Ohio because they got reported to CPS. It's scary.
So,
Bye for now. Hi. My name's Tassie, and I'm so glad to be homeschooled. And
You guys need to drink every time she says public school or godly people or homeschooled.
I'm in 2nd grade, and here's my desk. And I'm glad to travel around and be homeschooled. And I hope that you all have a good time today. And I'm so glad that I'm not in public school. And bye for now. Take one. Take two. Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm in 1st grade. And I do school at the same desk.
This video is so sad, you guys. I can't keep watching it. These kids are so malnourished and so not taking care of each other. Oh my God, it's so gross. I can't keep watching this one. Okay, let me find... Let me find a new video. Hold on. I can't keep watching that one. I'm going to go to David Waller. Let me find a video here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. You love Mike Jean. Thank you for your super chat. Alicia Ayers, you're doing the true Lord's work, exposing these parents, encourage you to do more. And why do all the girls say so much? Yeah, you guys, the Rodrigues family really concerns me. Like, I know we expose and talk a lot about the Duggars, but like this Rodrigues family concerns me for a lot of reasons. The kids are very, very thin. They move from state to state to state. They're very well like connected and with Michael and Debbie Pearl, which really upsets me, because we know that Michael and Debbie Pearl, like, they're all about, abusing your children. And I just get so sick in my stomach when I watch some of this stuff. I'm just like, this can't be real. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to watch a Mrs. Midwest video. I hate her. watch a Mrs. Midwest video. Since we've already talked about sex in this video a lot, let's talk about casual sex with Mrs. Midwest. Have you guys watched Mrs. Midwest before? She's crazy. I've never really figured out how Mrs. Midwest has 140,000 subscribers and she only has 93 videos. I feel like Mrs. Midwest might actually buy some of her subscribers. She doesn't have like she gets a lot of views, and I don't know if she's buying views and subscribers, but she has a lot of subscribers for not having a lot of content out there. It actually weirds me out. Yeah, Mrs. Midwest is crazy. Why isn't this downloading? She's crazy. I don't understand how she has. Hold on. My downloader is getting a little bit too... All right. My downloader was taking too long. The Mills. Is Mrs. Midwest married? Is she married? Is she not married? I don't even know if she's married. Her makeup is so terrible. And I hate that she claims to be from the Midwest, you guys, because I'm from the Midwest and I'm not as ridiculous as she is. There she is. I don't know how she has so many subscribers. The Mills family. Okay, we can go into that in a little bit. Okay, this is Mrs. Midwest.
I care about your entire life, the longevity of your decisions, and the future that you live, not just your current happiness. And the thing is, the magazines and the information and the everything out there right now is telling you they care about you, but what they care about is your current pleasure, the orgasm you're going to have tonight, and the hookup you're having next week, but they don't care about your entire life. And the thing is, sex is so important. It is wonderful. It is a gift, but it is not your whole life. It is one.
You know what I think is hilarious about these kinds of people is they care so much about you, but they're selling you a product, right? Like, watch my YouTube channel. I care about you. Watch my channel.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to our corner of the internet. My name is Caitlin, and I run a blog called Mrs. Midwest. On my channel, we talk about things related to femininity, tradition, homemaking, and just women's issues in general. So the thought process that has inspired today's video comes from all of you. I have received so many questions about my perspective on sex, purity, virginity, marriage, etc. since starting this channel, and I always thought that I wouldn't touch it because to me it's a very private topic, and we also live in a very to each his own culture. But I have felt lately that I do want to share my thoughts because it is such an important part of our lives. Sex is extremely significant and powerful, and it leaves an enormous impact on our lives. And because of that, I felt like it wouldn't be right for me not to share my thoughts in it with you. Of course, before we go into this video, most of you already are aware of this, but I am a Christian. Because of that, my faith and religious beliefs absolutely affect my opinions on this situation. I firmly believe that Christians should wait for sex until marriage and then enthusiastically take part in it from there on out. However, I am aware and do understand that our community is not just made up of Christians, and neither are all.
Whoa, that's some really bad editing. Holy crap, she sounded like a monster.
Viewers of this video. I cannot foist my beliefs upon you nor expect you to live a Christian lifestyle if you're not a Christian. However, I still want to share my thoughts and beliefs on this topic because you guys have asked.
Girl, nobody's watching your channel unless they're hate watching it like me and actually taking you seriously.
So many times. I am not here to guilt or shame you. I am simply here to share some thoughts and counter arguments to the modern narrative. I want to talk about sex from a different perspective and also share my personal beliefs. In our modern culture, we celebrate all forms of sexuality more now than ever before in history, or at least since the Roman Empire. So as our culture and many of you...
Oh, there's the homosexuality part. Those Romans, they did it with everyone. Caesar was doing it with David. Doesn't mean we need to do it with David today.
All forms of sexual proclivity and desires, etc. I do ask that today you respect my personal beliefs around sexuality and how I practice it, which is in marriage. I don't enjoy upsetting people, and I don't want to upset people. But something that I care about more than upsetting people is helping women. And the truth is that the modern narrative and information surrounding sex is not helping women as a whole. In fact, the modern narrative of hedonistic casual sex is in fact making life more difficult for women. I care about women. And because I care about women, I want all of you to have the tools and information you need to make...
How do you care about women? Are you spending time working at a women's shelter? Are you advocating for less domestic violence? Are you advocating or helping or donating to Planned Parenthood? Are you trying to defund Planned Parenthood because you believe that a little tiny, thing that's attached to a baby, attached to a uterus at 5 weeks is actually a life, or just kind of a, what do you call it? A parasite. Because a baby only becomes a baby once it can actually sustain its life on its own. You guys don't care about women. You care about your narrative, period.
Good decisions that will lead you into further happiness, success, and a longevity in your life. I want you to have all the information necessary so that you can move forward in life without baggage. And helping women has always been a dream of mine. But the thing is, I cannot help you without telling you the truth about sex. I can't.
So what is it that qualifies you, Mrs. Midwest, to actually help women? What qualifies you? Besides regurgitating the bullshit you learned as a child in church. What qualifies you to help women? Tell me. Do you have a psychology degree? Do you have a counseling degree? Do you have an education degree? Do you have a degree?
About your entire life, the longevity of your decisions, and the future that you live, not just your current happiness. And the thing is, the magazines and the information and the Instagram and everything out there right now is telling you they care about you, but what they care about is your current pleasure, the orgasm you're going to have tonight and the hookup you're having next week, but they don't care the ticket to liberating women. The sexual revolution was seen as
You know what's hypocritical about her? Is she's sitting there telling you about how nobody cares about you, and she's talking about Instagram, she's doing all this bullshit, Yet she's completely done up. She's got horrible makeup on, but it's on. She's got her hair done. She's, being feminine. So she clearly cares what people think about her, and she cares about herself, because let's be real, like, I love makeup. I wish I could show you how much I love makeup. I literally went to 2 makeup stores today, Ulta and Sephora, because I freaking love makeup. But that doesn't mean that, like, I'm such a hypocrite to say, like, don't care about what you look like. Just don't. Don't.
The sexual revolution was seen as uncaging women and allowing her to have all that pleasure that she was previously denied. But what if I told you you can live a life with pleasure and not be risky, not make bad decisions, and not give your heart out to anybody? Am I a psychologist that has conducted studies around the world? No. But I do have thoughts about this subject, and that's why I'm going to share. And is there scientific and anecdotal evidence to back up what I'm saying? Absolutely. But that type of content, those statistics, that information has been hidden from you. It's been hidden from women because they told us that it was going to be incredible. They told us it would be liberating. They told us it was the secret to happiness. And what do they do when it's resulting in anxiety, depression, a loss of...
Has she said anything? She said that there was statistics and data, but it was being hidden from us. So where is it? Can I have the statistics and data, please? She sounds like word salad. Am I the only one that thinks it's word salad? She's like so... I hate her.
Self. STDs.
Like Jacqueline Glenn did a video about her, and by the way, I freaking love Jacqueline Glenn. And she said that Mrs. Midwest was literally the worst, and I will say 100%, Jacqueline, you are so correct. She is the worst.
Origins, broken families, affairs, divorce, etc. What do when that's the result of the sexual revolution? They hide that information, and they just rub your forehead and they say, oh, it's okay. Do what you're doing. Even though it leads to destruction, just do what you're doing. It feels good in the moment. And the thing is, we need to be very...
Holly Tuck, this robot is called Mrs. Midwest.
Be very careful. And we need to approach sex from a mindset of understanding that it is so powerful. It is not something that...
Katrina says, I love Jacqueline. I have talked to Jacqueline on the phone, and I have communicated with her via email. Jacqueline is the nicest person. One of the nicest YouTubers I've talked to that has a very, very large platform. And she's got over 800,000 subscribers, and she is very sweet and very down to earth and very passionate about what she does. And if you don't know Jacqueline Glenn, check her out.
Just do and walk away from without consequences, because it is so much more than pleasure, and it is so much more than pregnancy. Sex is powerful. I want you to know both sides of the coin, and the fact is you've already heard that sex is empowering. That's the narrative for women in the West. You've heard it's liberating. You've heard that casual sex is hot, pleasurable, whatever. You've heard that already. Let's challenge the narrative of the concept that sex is empowering. Problem with that is that if we approach sex from the narrative that it is something to gain empowerment through, that if using someone else's body for your pleasure is going to empower...
Kristen Mills says, Jacqueline is also awesome, but also Mr. Atheist is great at criticizing her. I am a friend with Jimmy. I actually talked to Jimmy on the phone last week. Jimmy is also a super nice guy. I know him from my non sequitur days, and he and I have been friends for a long time, and I adore Jimmy. He's also a great guy. We all have different points of view, which is fun.
How selfish is that? How degrading is that to the person you're having sex with? How horrible. The answer to women's empowerment is not degrading someone else for your pleasure and treating them like a piece of meat, because we are better than that. We are better than that. Let's look at alternative...
Oh, Mrs. Midwest, I disagree. There were times in my 20s when degrading someone was the only thing I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy that you meet and you're like, You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no shame. It's not degrading if it's consensual and you both want it and you both enjoy it and you both like it, and there's no shame in it. There's only shame when you guys tell us that we have to be ashamed of it. But enjoying it and being like two willing people does not make it degrading.
Views, but most of all, let's have grace with ourselves. Because ultimately, I do not fault anyone in our current culture for what they're doing, because most people don't even know the consequences. Most people don't even know how painful it can be. And that's why I don't blame people. We don't live in a Christian culture anymore. The West has stepped so far away from that. And like I said, I cannot foist my Christian beliefs on you. There's this cultural push to talk about casual sex.
She needs a freaking editor because she just cut out like 4 of her sentences. And I haven't heard her say anything.
Shows about cheating on people. We have porn in our pockets. We have sex on TV. We have graphic nudity everywhere. And the thing is, the modern media, the modern narrative pushes women and it says, go out, sleep with as many guys as you want. Get it, girl.
Yes, get it, girl. You get it, girl. If you want to sleep with as many girls, as many boys, as many threesomes, as many freaking foursomes or fivesomes, get it, girl. When you are young, get it. And don't be ashamed.
You are independent. You are empowered. But the thing is, as I've spoken about hundreds of times before on my channel, men and women are not the same. And because of that, when they demand that for a woman to be empowered, she must act like a man, that is sexist. That is misogynist because it values those masculine qualities above femininity and above feminine qualities.
No, that's not true. A woman being told that she's only as good as her uterus and her only place is a home is misogynistic. A woman and a girl being taught that her brain and her capability is worth more than her uterus and her capability is worth more than her home means that a woman can grow and learn and become independent and not have to depend on a man, which means as a woman who grows and learns and develops and becomes educated, they can make decisions not only as a person, but in a relationship they can have equality because you don't need to have your husband telling you what to do.
They look for that masculine personality. They look for those masculine virtues in a woman, and when they see them, they call her liberated. And that...
Do you guys think I'm liberated? Am I masculine because I actually have a voice and I use it and I use my platform in a way where I don't feel like I am this? I would rather be authentic and be me and use this platform of 56,000 subscribers that freaking tune in every single day and be real and be honest and tell people, all of the women and men that follow me, that you can do whatever you want to do and you don't have to freaking pretend like you're something you're not, and it's okay to be strong and it's okay to have opinions. I hate these people.
So insulting. Because a woman can be strong, a woman can be empowered, and a woman can be incredible without acting like a man. And the more they expect us to switch roles with men and for men to become feminine and women to become masculine, the more they are asking people to inherently change the way we were created. And is...
Okay, you guys don't like Mrs. Midwest, so we can change topics. Oh, you guys, Jessa Seewald. Oh, we have to watch this. I'm convinced after watching this video with Jessa Seewald that she absolutely, absolutely hates Henry because of the gift she bought him. So Jessa's son, Henry, turned 3, and she gave him gifts, and I'm so disappointed. Like, I can't believe these are the gifts she gave him. I know, what happened to women's lib? Seriously. Jessa bought her frickin' son the worst birthday presents. I can't believe this is what... Hold on. Let me just download it so you guys can see this. This is terrible. I feel so bad for Henry. Like, you guys, I swear to God, she hates Henry. Okay, and okay. So, you know, Henry was having a hard time talking, and I was like on Ben's Instagram or on his Twitter account, and he was like saying that Henry can speak really well and that he didn't need speech therapy. But I'm just gonna say this, and this is just my opinion, but my son had a speech delay. He's autistic, and he didn't actually speak like at all until he was 4 years old. It was like my son, we did speech therapy constant, and then it was like suddenly it just like clicked, and he started speaking sentences when he was 4. But like all of that groundwork we did with the speech therapy made it so that he can speak today. And this family is like resisting speech therapy. They haven't really even ever had like a professional assessment. They had someone come into their home, but tell me if you hear him, you don't think that he might need some intervention. And this is the part of this family that drives me crazy, is that there's children that need help that might not be receiving it because they're so stubborn about what's available to them. So here's her video, Henry Turns 3.
The process of kids opening gifts on a birthday, at a party, it's often a rushed event where they tear open one and then they're on to the next gift. And so this year, Ben and I decided that we wanted to do things differently for our kids.
We thought it would be fun and more memorable to space the gifts out a bit. So we decided, starting a week before Henry's birthday, to give him one gift per day and just give him an opportunity to really take that gift in and appreciate it and enjoy it before giving him the next gift.
She didn't even wrap the gifts. This is the part that irritates me. Like, she didn't even wrap the gifts. And then the gifts are terrible.
Outside of the box. So none of these gifts came from the kids' toy aisle. They're all either educational type thing.
And Jessa's better than you because she didn't get any toys, and none of it came from a toy aisle, okay? Just remember that. Jessa's better than you because she did that.
Books, our boys love books, or maybe something new to try out, like the little new snack that we found for the boys. So just a fun variety of things. Watching Henry's excitement as he opened each one of his gifts was absolutely priceless, and I think you're going to love watching this as much as we did.
Alright. Henry's first gift on the first day of February, my parents gave to me. Oh, I think I need to cut open that box too.
Yeah.
Slow down. What is it? A glass. Do you know what that is, Henry?
Is it a bird feeder?
It is a bird feeder. Pull it out, Spurge. Oh.
She literally got her 3-year-old child a bird feeder. A bird feeder. Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness! Wow.
You get a bird feeder to like a 60-year-old or an 80-year-old grandma. You don't get a bird feeder to a 3-year-old.
Oh, hold it from the top. Henry, are you so excited? Yeah. We can put birdseed in it. It's actually plastic, not glass. That's good. Now it can't break. Fill it up. Henry's been wanting a bird feeder for a very long time.
And I wanted one.
They wanted a bird feeder. So they bought it for his birthday?
Belongs to Henry, but I'm sure Henry will share. We'll have to pick the best tree to hang it on. Uh-oh. It's okay, Mom. We'll clean it up.
You don't need to get a bird feeder as a gift. A bird feeder can just be something you buy as a family. Things don't have to be gifts. Like, just go to the freaking store. Go to Menards. Go to Home Depot and get a damn bird feeder. It's not that expensive. You can get a bird feeder for freaking $5. Oh, Jessa.
Henry did that on accident.
What do you think about that bird feeder, Spurge?
I love that bird feeder. So cool. You can put however much you want to put it. I have to eat birdseed. Not too much.
That's probably good. Now let's put the lid on.
Oh,
Henry.
not too
You gotta
much.
save some for later too. Here,
Hey, off the...
be slowly. Don't drop it. Here goes Henry to hang his birthday. You're gonna give me the bird seed. That bird seed, I can put it up high.
Up in the place.
Good job.
It's a cardinal.
Which one, the daddy or the mommy?
Mommy is a cardinal.
The mommy one's brown and the daddy one's red. Mommy cardinal. Oh, here she comes. Don't put my arms. Oh, there's the daddy and the mommy.
She's literally doing an activity that you do at like an adult like retreat. You know, like when you send someone away because they need to like, they have like, you know, in celebrities, they're like, I went away to a facility. Like that, like that's when you bird watch. Like there are bird watchers, but it's like a therapeutic thing. Like bird watching is something people do in therapy, and like I'm not downing that or like saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like you're bird watching with a 3-year-old. That's weird. Like you could do that without making it his birthday present.
There's the daddy cardinal. See him? There's some other kind of birds. Excited about this birthday.
We go right there too.
It's February the 2nd. You get your second gift.
Could she put in the effort to actually like, you know, wrap it? She can't even wrap it.
What's on the front?
Jessa wants you to think she's the great mom, but she can't even wrap a damn gift.
Ox.
The ox cart man.
Wow, maybe Daddy could read it.
In October, he backed his ox into his cart. So here's the ox. He and his family filled it up with everything they made or grew.
Ben's proving to you that he has a job right now. I read books. I don't have a job, you guys. I just read books. Because Ben's like a freeloader. I don't want to listen to him reading the book. Okay, now he's going to get his next gift.
No, it's not Play-Doh.
What is it?
Like literally a $10 book, maybe $5 book. This family is not poor. I told you guys were so critical of me when you were like, Jessa posted a video of Spurgeon vacuuming, and you guys were like, oh, that's sweet, that's cute. No, these kids don't get to play. He got a freaking bird feeder, a book, and now he's going to get binoculars for his birthday, and he's 3.
Can I look at it?
Open the front right here. What could it be?
No, Ben does not have a job, Courtney.
What is that?
Yellow goggles. Yellow goggles.
Binoculars.
Binoculars.
That's a 3-year-old. Do you hear his language? Ben was on Twitter yesterday saying, yes, he's totally catching up and he sounds great. And he's, we taught him words by pointing to things and he speaks so much now. Tell me this doesn't.
Yellow goggles. Yellow goggles.
Binoculars.
Binoculars.
For bird watching.
Where's mine?
Well, we're going to share. So you open them just a little bit wider.
Mommy.
Yes, binoculars for seeing the birds. Yes, I get it, but it's still ridiculous. There weren't that many gifts.
Can you see?
Yeah.
You want to see if you can see the tractor across the street? Henry?
Daddy, home.
Daddy's home. Henry's trying out new binoculars.
Hey.
Of course Daddy's home. Daddy doesn't have a job.
Can you see the tractor?
Yeah.
These will be great for bird watching.
All right.
I see the tractor. Can I see it, Henry? Can I see it? I see it. Henry's not letting me. Henry's never going to let me.
Henry, let Spurgeon have one peek.
No.
And she literally said that the kids could share the bird feeder and the kids could share the binoculars. So it's not even Henry's.
See it.
Tuck it in the blinds there.
See it really close.
Does it look really close? We'll have to try again whenever it's not so dark outside. It's already dusk. You gonna tuck them in and try that too?
I'm ready.
Oh my God, this gift, you guys, is the worst. The worst.
Close your eyes.
Open. What is that?
What is that?
A red banana?
Yucky.
No, it's not yucky.
No, it's not old. It's made that way.
Red
It's-
banana.
It's supposed to be that way. You eat it.
Well,
Of course, you got them at Whole Foods, so you have to remind everyone that you had enough money to shop at Whole Paycheck. And your son still needs, you still need, like captions for when your son talks, but he talks great, right? Don't need speech therapy. Like, really, would it kill you to get your child speech therapy? Please, please.
we actually don't know. You try it, Daddy.
Daddy will try it.
Daddy to try it and see if it's any good.
It's a little tiny banana. A little cute banana.
Hey, we're sitting next to the plant.
A banana is your present. Are you freaking kidding me?
What do they taste like?
Good.
Really?
They're sweeter than other bananas. You want to get dressed?
No.
Yeah.
They got him a gift they don't even want to eat because they're that pretentious.
They're good. They're very sweet. Want to test them?
Yeah, I'll try that. Oh, wow. They really are kind of orange on the inside.
What do they call?
Red banana.
The dad ate the whole thing, so she bought him a gift and he didn't even eat it.
Oh, of course.
Henry, do you want one?
Yeah.
You want to eat it?
No.
Yeah, that's definitely not a gift, Jessa. Not even close.
You're like, yeah.
Genie?
Right, Henry. Spurgeon, you hold them and Henry will tear it open. Henry, right here.
Look it. Turn it.
Oh my. What? That's so cool. You want me to read it to you? Alright, let me sit in the middle. Scooch over. Mr. and Mrs. Mallard were looking for a place.
So they got Make Way for Ducklings, which is a super cute book, but come on. So 2 books, a banana they didn't eat, a bird feeder that's going to benefit all of you, Jessa, you freaking like selfish person, and binoculars. And now a donut?
You take a big bite and see? Henry loves it.
I can't stop eating or not stop drinking.
And the thing is that Spurgeon is included in all of this. Like, a birthday is supposed to be a special day for the child who has the birthday, but Spurgeon gets all of it too. This is so stupid. I'm irritated. We make my son's birthday so amazing. But you know what happens? Like, my difference is that my son has almost died. And so, like, birthdays for us are a humongous deal. And I'm not trying to say that for sympathy. I'm literally just saying, like, we've almost seen him pass away. And so birthdays, it's presents galore. And it's like, it's not a bad thing to give your kids gifts and let them be kids and play. Jessa admitted earlier in another video that she dresses her children like mini adults because she wants them to be mini adults.
Does that milk so good? The donut so good? Yeah? Maple bacon.
What could it be? There it is. What is it, Henry? Yeah. Maybe that'll keep the squirrels from getting all of our seed out of our bird feeder.
So she gets a screen for the bird seeder for her kid.
Let's go put it out on our bird feeder. It should protect it. It's like a little hood. Step on it. It'll go whoop and whoop and whoop. What are these screws for? I don't know. We're gonna refill this thing and try out our squirrel baffle, and hopefully that'll keep the squirrels from eating it.
Street.
What could it be? What is that? Open it up, Daddy.
What could it be? Let's look.
Pull it out.
Yay!
What are those?
You are kidding me. She literally got her son underwear. Jessa is the worst.
Undies for
Wow,
Henry.
Henry.
Dinosaur undies.
Write his name on it.
He's just looking at all the prints. He's like,
Henry's like, this was the lamest birthday ever. You suck, Mom. This kid got 2 books, a freaking bird feeder for Jessa, a freaking squirrel thing for the bird feeder, binoculars, and underwear, and a donut. And what did he get? Oh, a red banana that he didn't eat. These kids, I swear to God. Poor kids. Why? I hate this. I hate these people that do this, like, we're so much better than you because, like, our kids get educational gifts and our kids do not watch tablets. They don't have screen time. They only play with wooden toys. They don't touch plastic because of the PVC piping. So just so you know, I'm a way better mom because my kids are always being educated and your kids just look at tablets. Ugh. All right, you guys. I am all done. This was a fun evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so glad to have you with me. We did so much. We covered so much. And yes, he literally got underwear. I know, I'm surprised she didn't get used underwear. Thank you guys all so much for your super chats. For all of you that became members tonight, thank you guys so much. before you go, if you want to send me and help the channel, make sure you check out Super Chat or PayPal, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.